What is good, Ninja? My name is OJ and welcome to another News Essence. Today we've got some amazing topics for you guys, a lot of great articles to go over. First of all, Valkyria Chronicles 4 Western release. We have a narrowed down time window when we're going to be able to play this epic action strategy RPG shooter type of game. It's an amazing franchise and I cannot wait to get this in my hands one of these days, this fall actually. So we'll get into that. Plus we have some information on a Narcos game coming to Nintendo Switch. Yes, Narcos, like the actual Netflix movie or Netflix series or whatever the case is. Yeah, that's coming to Nintendo Switch. Plus we have a new developer that's picked up on Re-Legend as well. That's also going to be coming to Nintendo Switch. That's like a monster hunting or monster gathering type of game where you can raise monsters and you can fight with them and all sorts of other stuff. So let's go ahead and get right into this. And we are starting off with Valkyria Chronicles 4. We have an actual confirmed fall release window for the game in the West. Previously, it was just 2018, and now we do know that it's coming this fall. So the English website has also launched as well. Valkyria Chronicles 4 will launch for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch in the Americas and Europe this fall, Sega has announced. The Western release was previously only dated for a 2018 window, so it was kind of just like a blanket 2018. They've narrowed it down. Now in Japan, the PlayStation 4 version is due out on March 22nd, which those lucky people over there in Japan, they get the game a lot earlier than we do. And the Nintendo Switch version has a summer release date. So the Nintendo Switch version in Japan will release before the worldwide Western release. And the Xbox One version will not be released in Japan at all. Now, Sega has also launched the website like we talked about there. If you want to see more details on some of the characters and the stuff like that, you can check that out. But the cool thing about this is that the fall release window, I had to look this up because I never really know exactly when these periods are, but fall starts on September 1st. That's when the fall actually starts. So we'll get the game sometime between September 1st and November. So that's the time period that we're going to be getting the game. Then winter is after that. So it's not going to be in December. It's going to be sometime in that time period. I would think that it's going to be a September or October release. I'm thinking it's going to be early September or October, one of those two. I know Shadow of the Tomb Raider is coming out this September, so maybe they want to avoid anywhere near that date there. Maybe they want to go for late September, and I think that's the reason why they're saying, okay, well, just fall, because they're still trying to figure out what would be the best way, because there's some big games coming out this fall. We've got Call of Duty, we've got Battlefield, we've got a lot of different stuff coming out. So, I mean, I think it would have been good if they got this game out earlier, like around this time period, or even like in the summer-ish. Q2 or so, even May or June, that would have been great for this style of game. But at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. You got to get it done and you got to get it out when it's finished. It's probably taking a bit longer on the localization for that one. But either way, guys, this is a top tier game. It's really good. And like I talked about before, if you don't know anything about Valkyria Chronicles, it is like a strategy action turn-based type of RPG shooter. It is so good. It blends a lot of great genres. If you like Fire Emblem, if you like Ogre Battle, if you like those style of games back in the day as well, or if you just like the modern reinvention of like the art styles in terms of what they're doing, the water paint / cell shaded pastel type of colors and everything, Valkyria Chronicles is right up your alley in terms of what they're offering. And the gameplay is silky smooth. It's a ton of fun. Check it out on PSN, or you can check it out actually on Steam as well. There's versions of those games if you want to play them. There's a PS3 version as well that's still in print. I mean, you can buy new copies of it at least, or there's a lot of new copies just chilling somewhere. So if you want to play that version, you can do it. So there's no excuse at this point to not play Valkyria Chronicles. I definitely suggest just playing that one to see if you like the style of game, because a lot of you guys have been asking me, okay, well, is this the type of game like Nintendo fans would like, or do you think that this might be a game that I'll like? And I'd say, well, you know what, the best thing to do is play the first Valkyria Chronicles. That's the best way to do it. Just play that one. It's super cheap. You can get it on Steam, like I said, PSN. It's really cheap. You can pick that one up. And if you like that style of game in terms of how it plays and how it looks and everything, then you're definitely going to fall in love with Valkyria Chronicles 4 from what I have seen. So what do you guys think about this when it comes to Valkyria Chronicles 4? We have a fall release window. Remember, that's from September to November. Sometime in that time period, we are going to be getting the Western release for this game. And what is your most anticipated thing about Valkyria Chronicles 4? For me, I cannot wait to dig into the new classes and some of the gameplay that they got in there. It gets me really excited to kind of go through with all my different army and be able to build them up, just kind of see how the leveling works, see how they can progress through, seeing the secrets. Maybe there's some secret characters in there, stuff like that. I know Valkyria Chronicles, originally that game had like Vice and Ica from Skies of Arcadia, so it was awesome to see that. So I'm wondering if they're going to put any secret characters in there as well. So let me know your thoughts in terms of Valkyria Chronicles 4, and if you're planning on picking up the game, or if you've played the one beforehand, or even if you've played like Valkyria Chronicles 2 and 3, let me know your thoughts on the franchise in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next topic here, there will be a game based off of the Narcos franchise coming to the PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC in 2019. So Curve Digital has announced that it will publish a video game based off the Narcos television series developed by sister company Kuju Entertainment for release on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, spring 2019. And they're basically just saying not much. They had a quote from one of the developers. They said like, hey, you know, we're looking forward to this. Narcos is like a world-renowned franchise. I think it's Netflix, right? They say television based, but I thought it was Netflix in terms of Narcos. I know I've seen a number of episodes. I think Narcos is really good. I mean, I like the franchise in terms of what they did with the series, but I don't know if it's going to turn into a good video game. I mean, exactly who are you going to play as? Are you going to play as one of his grunts? Are you going to play as Escobar himself with all the money and all that? So, I mean, I'm not really sure what's going to go on, what they're going to do with that, and how it's even going to work, but it is coming to Nintendo Switch, coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, spring 2019. You guys know how licensed games are, guys. This could be really good or this could be really bad based on some other stuff out there. Now, I know I've played some of the other licensed games that were based off of some of the movies and things, and I guess they're not as bad maybe as some people put them out to be, but I think that there's just so many that have failed and flopped so bad that people kind of already go in with this preconceived notion that one, this is already going to suck, and two, it's based off of a television show, so there's no way that they're going to get everything accurately or correct. But then again, you never know. Then you have stuff like The Walking Dead, right? The Walking Dead, everyone thought, at least at the beginning, like, oh, this is going to suck, they're not going to be able to do a good job at it, and people love those Walking Dead games. So I do feel that this has a chance. It just depends. Curve Digital, they're a good publisher, they're a good developer out there, they know what they're doing, but maybe they just took this one. I'm not really sure why. This seems very different from what they've done before, so I would like to see some more screenshots, some gameplay. We don't have any of that, so that also alarms me just a little bit, although we are about a year away from launch, so I guess that makes sense. But why announce it so early? I mean, in my opinion, they probably should have just waited. Just wait on it and just kind of announce it when it's more towards like it's going to be out. I'm not a huge fan of this announcing stuff like so much earlier than possible. Even like with stuff like Shin Megami Tensei 5, it's like, okay, well, if it's not going to be out till 2019, why'd you announce it in 2017? So even stuff like that, I'm like, I'm not really sure about. And you guys know how I talked about Xenoblade Chronicles in terms of what happened with that. Xenoblade Chronicles X, more like it. So for me, I'd rather have developers just announce it when it's closer to release. Like, for example, Tomb Raider. That got me excited, man. Now I've re-downloaded Tomb Raider on my PC. I bought Rise of the Tomb Raider for 15 bucks off of Best Buy because that gets me excited because I know it's going to come out soon. So, I mean, I just wish developers really think about that before you announce a game a year, 2 years in advance. There's no need. There's absolutely no need to do it. It doesn't help, in my opinion. So what do you guys think about this Narcos game? You guys watched the Netflix series? Do you think it's going to be good? Do you think it's going to be horrible? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final article here. So 505 Games will be publishing the monster raising RPG Re-Legend, or RE Legend, and it's due out first via Steam Early Access. So 505 Games will publish Re-Legend for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. The company has announced Re-Legend will first launch on the PC via Steam Early Access, followed by the console. So that's one thing to note. I think 505 Games is also handling Bloodstained Ritual of the Night as well. So here's just a little bit of an overview of the game in terms of key features. So you have monster raising. You can raise mythical creatures known as Magnus, monsters who live in the land of Athea, and I probably said that wrong, but anyway, so yeah, you can raise some monsters. You have farming and cultivating. There's combat in there. There's the Volca village, to where everywhere, like where all the life begins and all that. You have life skills, and there's multiplayer for online and local, I think, but I know for sure online, so it's up to 4 players on there. So this game is actually looking pretty cool. The Kickstarter had a great campaign. They were able to raise the funds that they needed to raise. They got a Nintendo Switch version out there, and I think this game would be perfect for that. With the monster collecting, with the multiplayer, the local multiplayer in there, this just seems like one of those games that Switch fans are really going to want to pick up, because I know like on the Kickstarter, a lot of Switch fans were going over there and supporting that. I know a couple of my users out there that went out there and supported this game, at least 10 or 15 of my users based off of like a video that I did, or I did like a post or something like that, and they're like, oh, yo, I'm gonna go support this, and like, hey, I supported it, you know, thanks to your video, OJ. So I was like, yo, that's cool, man. That's what it's all about, right? Finding out about new games, stuff that if you're interested in, that you want to go purchase, or if you want to support. So it's good for the developers, man. I'm happy for them. It looks like they're going to be able to get their game out. But it's funny because there was an interview with one of the producers of the game, and you know, they were talking about, okay, now that it's like, you know, scheduled to come out and you have a publisher, like, what's your goal? What are you guys focusing on when it comes to the launch of the game? They're like, just don't F this up, you know, I just don't want to mess it up. So you can see the type of pressure that some of these developers are under. I think he said it jokingly, but at the same time, he's also being dead serious about that. It's like, you don't want to mess this up. I mean, I've heard horror stories when it comes to crunch time, even with independent games, guys. Look at stuff like Rhyme, for example, on the Nintendo Switch. Look at what happened to that game. I mean, we've seen other games also just crunch under the pressure as well when it comes to leading up to launch and all of that, man. So that's one thing that I think that's some good advice that he's given himself. Just don't mess it up. Go out there, do your best, work as hard as you can on the game, and remember that you're delivering this game from the hopes and dreams that you were trying to push onto people when it comes to the Kickstarter, and people felt confident enough to give you money before the game was even there. You know, usually the game is there and it's ready to go. You have a release date, you know all the details, and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to pre-order it now from a big publisher or company, but this is a Kickstarter. So people put your faith in there, so definitely I can see how he's feeling that pressure. But overall, I think it's going to be a good game. I think they're going to do fine. It's one of those things to where this game looks awesome, looks like a lot of fun. Some people have compared it to like the Chow Garden and stuff like that, then also like Fantasy Life and some other stuff that you can do in those type of games to where you have like village raising and combat and all that stuff. So what do you guys think about RE Legend or Re-Legend, whatever it is, on one of those? What do you guys think about the game? Is this your style of game? Do you think that you're going to be picking this one up? Did you back it via Kickstarter? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming page. Consider supporting PlayerEssence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting PlayerEssence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.